The Senate will come to order. The senators will please take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privileges of the floor will kindly retire to the gallery. The senators and all in attendance will please stand and be led in prayer by Rabbi David Asher, Knesset Beth Israel, Richmond. Rabbi Asher, welcome.
Ribono Shel Olam, Master of the universe, we call out to you and beseech you from this revered, symbolic, august chamber of human freedom, and ask, in your mercy, to look down from your sanctified abode upon these humble spirits and these dedicated public servants so that they might embody the values that you hold dear. We ask that you, God, endow us all with faith and courage to thwart the schemes of pettiness, hatred, and intolerance. And collectively, we look to Moses, who, when tapped to lead Israel, replied to God, Mi Anochi, who am I to go to Pharaoh? And he called himself Aral Sefasayim, protesting to God, but I am not a man of words. And then again, we see Jeremiah's demonstration when he says, Hine, behold, lo yadati daber, I do not know how to speak, ki na'ar anochi, because I am but like a child before you. And these leaders are teaching us about contrasting prophecies. For the false prophet speaks while the true prophet listens. The false prophet tells people what they want to hear, while the true prophet tells them what they need to hear. The false prophet believes in his own powers, and the true prophet knows that he has no ultimate power. The false prophet speaks in his own voice, and the true prophet speaks in a voice not his own. And so we ask God today to help us. Help us live nobly and charitably, to enable uplifting the downtrodden, to assure a haven for the oppressed among us who pursue the American dream, regardless of creed, skin color, or orientation, to share the bestowed authority for the sake of dreams that keep men and women from across the state awake at night, and to assist the furthering of our religious freedoms this proud Commonwealth is famous for, and to be a healing, uniting force for Virginians everywhere during this time of grave discord. Let us be able to look daily upon our own reflection and to encounter a visage of greatness with the likeness of truth, diligence, sincerity, and your almighty supreme brilliance. Please, God, grant us a consciousness of purity, a clearness of purpose, and a clarity of vision. So may it be your will, and let us say amen.
Amen. We'll call the roll. All those present will please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Mr. President. Senate Journal for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senior senator from Fairfax moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 32, noes 3.
Ayes 32, noes 3. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will please report any communications from the House. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I respectfully move that we waive the reading of any communications received from the House of Delegates.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the reading of the communication from the House of Delegates be waived? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 3.
Ayes 36, noes 3. The reading of the communication is waived. The clerk will please report any communications from the governor.
We do not have any, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I respectfully move that the rules of the Senate be suspended and that the privileges of the floor be extended to certain distinguished persons, and I will thereafter yield to the senator from Rockingham, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the privileges of the floor be granted to distinguished persons? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? If any senators desire to change their votes, the clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The rules are suspended. The privileges of the floor are granted. The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain. Senator from Hanover, Senator McDougal.
Thank you, Mr. President. We switched it up on you. Mr. President, we are very happy today to have a group of individuals who have brought a tremendous amount of honor and recognition, not only to themselves, not only to James Madison University, but also to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Mr. President, on behalf of the senator from Rockingham, who didn't happen to attend the institution, but he spent a lot of resources there with family members, and the senator from Augusta, who probably is our senior JMU alumni, and the senator from Fairfax, who spent some quality time with me at JMU back in the late 90s. It's our distinct pleasure to recognize members from JMU. We have Brian Shore and Raven Green, who are two of the players on the national championship team. We have Coach Mike Houston, who is right behind me, holding the national championship trophy. And we also have President Jonathan Alger and Vice President Charlie King with us, and y'all have seen them around on many times. We have a number of members of the Board of Trustees or Board of Visitors in the gallery, and a number of other individuals who are very important to JMU. But with that, Mr. President, I'm going to turn it over to the senator from Rockingham.
Thank you.
Mr. President, members of the Senate, and ladies and gentlemen, it is exciting to have these guys here, and I just want to tell you that this season was really in many ways a magical year for JMU and Dukes fans everywhere. These guys, this quarterback Brian Shore was just somebody spectacular who stepped in after an all-world quarterback left. JMU was fortunate to find another all-world quarterback to step into his shoes, who just did a magnificent job this year. And Raven Green plays safety for the team, and I'm really happy to hear that both of them are going to be back next year. And as importantly as that, the guy hanging on to the trophy, I think is going to be back next year as well, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, and Mr. President, I've lived in Harrisonburg for, darn near 30 years, and I've seen James Madison University grow from a little college with a few more people than were there when the senator from Augusta was there, but it had about 6,000 students when I got to the Shenandoah Valley in the mid-1980s. When I served on the Board of Visitors in the mid-90s, the football team was really coming into its own, and when I was elected to the Senate the year after, in 2005, they actually won the national championship, and compared to these guys, those guys made it look really hard. They won by the grace of God and by a couple of fumbles and tipped balls. These guys made it look easy. And I know that it wasn't easy. It was an awful lot of hard work and dedication, some phenomenal athletes, student athletes. And I know that JMU is very proud of the tradition of student athletes that has developed there. These are just good young men. And Mr. President, with that, it's our honor to have them here. I'm delighted, and I would ask the clerk to read Senate Joint Resolution number 125.
Senate Resolution number 125, commending the James Madison University football team. Whereas the James Madison University football team earned its second national title on January 7, 2017, winning the National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I FCS Championship, and whereas the James Madison University Dukes defeated the Youngstown State University Penguins by a score of 28-14 before a roaring crowd of more than 14,000 people at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, and whereas in the nationally televised championship game, the James Madison Dukes took an early lead thanks to crucial special teams plays. A blocked punt led to a touchdown pass from quarterback Brian Shore to tight end Jonathan Klusterman, and after a shanked punt by Youngstown State University, the Dukes regained the ball at midfield, leading to a touchdown pass from Brian Shore to wide receiver Rashard Davis in the first 5 minutes of the game. And whereas the James Madison Dukes held the Youngstown State University's potent offense to only 21 rushing yards, as James Madison's Khalid Abdullah rushed in an additional 2 touchdowns, including the game winner in the second and third quarters. And whereas senior Khalid Abdullah earned the Most Outstanding Player Award for his 101-yard, 2-score performance and broke the James Madison University football team's single-season record for rushing yards. He was named as the American Sports Network FCS Player of the Year. And whereas the James Madison Dukes finished the season with a 14-1 record and were undefeated in the Colonial Athletic Association with 12 consecutive wins, the team holds the longest active win streak in Division I and was the first CAA team to win multiple national championships. And whereas the James Madison Dukes led the nation in winning percentage and scoring margin and ranked second in points scored, Mike Houston, head coach of the James Madison Dukes, was named the American Football Coaches Association National Coach of the Year and the CAA Coach of the Year for his exceptional leadership. And whereas 7 James Madison Dukes were named as All-Americans and 14 players were all CAA honorees, the team will return 12 of 22 starters in the 2017-2018 season, including Brian Shore, who was named CAA Offensive Player of the Year and received the Bill Dudley Award as Virginia's top Division I football player. And whereas the James Madison Dukes national championship victory is a tribute to the skill and determination of the student athletes, the leadership and guidance of the coaches and staff, and the energetic support of the entire James Madison University community, now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of Virginia that the James Madison University football team hereby be commended for winning the National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I FCS Championship in 2017, and be it resolved further that the Clerk of the Senate prepare a copy of this resolution for presentation to Mike Houston, head coach of the James Madison University football team, and Jonathan R. Alger, president of James Madison University, as an expression of the Senate of Virginia's admiration for the team's hard work and athletic achievements.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and congratulations. And while the the Dukes from James Madison are escorted to our dais, I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering the James Madison University football team the warm welcome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
You're going to have to dig your way out of it.
I'm going to dig my way out.
How many MVPs do they have?
I was going to say, just for the record, I have no allegiance to the Monarchs. I'm a Keydette from VMI. But in all seriousness, congratulations to you all. And while we are all football fans here and all collegiate fans, and we're proud to be Virginians, and folks like you make us even prouder. So congratulations on a great year, and I know you have a great team, and I look forward to many successful years in the future. So we're proud of you, and thanks for being such good ambassadors for the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in congratulating James Madison University football team. Warm welcome to the Senate. Thank you all. Good dude. The Senate will come to order. The time has come to recognize visitors to the gallery and take up other matters for the morning hour. The senior senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw.
Mr. President, members of the Senate, the opening prayer today was given by Rabbi David Asher of the Knesset Beth Israel Synagogue, which is in Central Virginia. It's Richmond, actually, and it's the second oldest congregation in Richmond. Rabbi Asher attended Yeshiva University got his bachelor's degree there in psychology and a rabbinical degree. He also holds a master's degree in mental health counseling from Pace University. He's a member of the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, active in that, and on the executive committee of the Jewish Community Federation of Richmond. He has 3 children and is married to Eliza Asher, who works for the Virginia Israel Advisory Board, which is an agency of the governor's office. And I would ask that you extend the welcome on behalf of the Senate of Virginia.
Thank you, Senator. Would Rabbi Asher please rise? Thank you for being with us this morning and getting us off to a good start. And perhaps next time you should offer a prayer for the Lieutenant Governor so that I can identify the correct football team. So we appreciate that. But thanks for being here, and we hope you come back many times. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Rabbi Asher the warm welcome of the Senate. The Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, I'd respectfully move that the rules of the Senate be suspended and that the privileges of the floor be extended to certain distinguished persons.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the privileges of the floor granted to distinguished persons? All in favor of the motion will record their votes. Aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The rules are suspended. The privileges of the floor are granted. The senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my indeed pleasure and honor to introduce to you Miss Virginia 2016, a resident of Chesapeake. Michela, you got it? I got it right. Gabriella Simone, what a great name. That's really cool. Is Miss Virginia. And in September, she will compete for the title of Miss America. Now, Mr. President, it's a done deal, okay? Look at her. It's a done deal, right? But her success didn't happen overnight. Simone's journey to Miss America started 15 years ago after she watched a friend compete. She said, I went to see an older friend from my church, who is now my sister-in-law, and my cousin compete in a pageant. And Simone, 21, she was inspired. The next year, Simone entered that same pageant, her first, and she was 6 years old. Michela won at 6. As an added bonus, out of 63 girls, she won the title of Miss Virginia Princess and went on to compete in Orlando. Now, Michela said, I had a paid trip to see Mickey Mouse, and that made me one happy little girl. So, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I am so honored to have Michela here today as Miss Virginia and to look at her and she represent our Commonwealth in the Miss America pageant. We could not do better. And I am so pleased that she is here today. Mr. President, and could you please ask the clerk to read Senate Joint Resolution 357?
Thank you, Senator. Madam Clerk.
Senate Joint Resolution number 357, commending Michela Gabriella Simone. Whereas Michela Gabriella Simone, a native of Chesapeake who has made many valuable contributions to the community and the Commonwealth, was crowned Miss Virginia in July 2016. And whereas a dedicated student, Michela Simone is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in journalism with a minor in dance and performing arts from Old Dominion University, where she maintains a 4.0 grade point average. And whereas Michela Simone has been a dancer since the age of 4, and she is most comfortable on stage bringing joy to others through music and dance, she was honored to accept an invitation from a professional dance company, Masterworks Touring Company, at the age of 16. And whereas having won local, state, and national titles in dance, Michela Simone has performed at events in Israel, New York City, and throughout the Commonwealth. Prior to earning the title of Miss Virginia, she was named Miss Greater Richmond. And whereas believing that the greatest blessing is to be a blessing, Michela Simone is a generous volunteer, and she created her platform, Making It Matter, to raise awareness of how choosing to lead a life of service can make a positive difference in the world. And whereas as the 2016 Miss Virginia, Michela Simone advanced into the 2017 Miss America pageant on September 11, 2016 in Atlantic City, New Jersey, And whereas with her extraordinary combination of beauty, intelligence, talent, compassion, and dedication to service, Michelle Simone has ably served the Commonwealth during her reign as Miss Virginia. Now, therefore, it be it resolved by the Senate, the House of Delegates concurring, that the General Assembly hereby commend Michelle Gabriella Simone on being named Miss Virginia 2016. And be it resolved further that the Clerk of the Senate prepare a copy of this resolution for presentation to Michelle Gabriella Simone as an expression of the General Assembly's congratulations and admiration for her achievements.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Congratulations. And while Miss Virginia is being escorted up to the dais, I would ask that the Senate please join me in offering Miss Virginia the warm welcome of the Senate. How are you doing? Yeah, congratulations. And I knew that there was a monarch in the house, so this is all good. So go ODU, right?
That's right.
Yes, well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Congratulations to you on your accomplishments and, being just a great ambassador to the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're all very proud of Virginia, and I know that you have everybody's vote in the Senate today for Miss America, and we wish you the best. So congratulations. Please join me in congratulating Miss Virginia to the Senate. Thank you so much. We're going to get a picture here. Tell everybody we said hi in Norfolk, and best of luck to you. This is for you. Thank you. The Senate will stand at ease. And it will come to order. The senator from Henrico, Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for the purposes of an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Today is the Boy Scouts of America's 107th birthday. As the mother of 2 Eagle Scouts, it's my pleasure to introduce representatives from the Boy Scouts of America in our gallery today. They represent 68,000 of Virginia's youth and over 28,000 adult volunteers who are members of 2,331 individual scouting units chartered in the Commonwealth. In 2016, 1,878 young men earned the Eagle Scout Award in Virginia, and last year, members of the Boy Scouts of America provided 587,171 hours of community service in our Commonwealth. That's a value of $15 million worth of economic impact. Please help me thank the representatives and all the members of the Boy Scouts that are here today. Specifically, we have Joseph Wolfgang Reisinger, a Life Scout from Charlottesville, Virginia, Daniel Sabia, a 17-year-old Eagle Scout from Winchester, Virginia. Beck Garnett is a 12-year-old who is the top seller of Boy Scout popcorn in the Commonwealth of Virginia and my constituent. Antoine Smith is a Webelow Scout from Richmond. Mr. President, I suspect there are many other Eagle Scouts with us here today, both on the floor of the Senate and in the gallery as well. Please join me in recognizing our Scouts in the gallery and all who support this great American movement and wishing Scouting a happy 107th birthday.
Thank you, Senator. Would all the members of the Boy Scouts and your guests please rise? Thank you all so much for being with us this afternoon, and congratulations on your accomplishments. And just as a good senator from Henrico said, you all do such wonderful things. You contribute so much to our communities, and you all are just so successful in life. So we appreciate all that you do, and we congratulate you for being here today. And congratulations to the Boy Scouts for the 107th anniversary. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Boy Scouts of America the warm welcome of the Senate. The senior senator from Chesapeake, Senator Cosgrove.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, in the gallery today we have a lady who has been an integral part of my life for many, many years. In the gallery, Mr. President, we have my legislative aide, Christy Craig. Now, it's a special day today because we are mourning the passage of her youth. Today, she turns 50, 5-0. Now, looking at her, you would never think that was possible. But I have to say that Christy has been just a wonderful partner. She, I believe, is probably one of the best LAs in the General Assembly. And, Mr. President, would you offer her a warm happy birthday and welcoming greeting?
Thank you, Senator. Christy, would you please rise? It's always great seeing you, and thank you for all that you've done to help not only Senator Cosgrove, but a lot of us throughout the Commonwealth. And we appreciate your public service as well. And we do together wish you a happy birthday. It only gets better from here. I can attest to that. So I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Christy Craig the warm welcome of the Senate and also a happy birthday. The senior senator from Richmond City, Senator Sturdivant.
Mr. President, I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Mr. President, joining us today in the gallery are members of the Virginia Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Today is their lobby day here at the General Assembly. I know many of us have met with them, and they're doing a great job advocating for the issues that are important to their group, and I hope we'd offer them the warm welcome of the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the Virginia Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics please rise? Well, thank you for being with us this morning and this afternoon, rather, and we appreciate all that you do, keeping Virginians across the Commonwealth healthy and just reinforcing the importance of good nutrition. So we thank you for that, and we hope you have a great visit in Mr. Jefferson's capital. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Virginia Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics the warm welcome of the Senate. The junior senator from Loudoun, Senator Wexton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Today in the gallery, we have about 20 guests and friends of the senator from Southern Fairfax. Many of them are members of the Democratic Women of Clifton and of Northern Virginia, which is chaired by Jane Barker. This 12-year-old organization has over 700 members from all over Northern Virginia. The group strives to educate themselves on issues while building political awareness among members of the community and promoting participation in the political process at the local, state, and national levels. Among those in the gallery is the daughter-in-law of Jane and the senator, and that's Majuba Bianchi, who is a constituent of mine. So, Mr. President, I would ask that you kindly give them the warm welcome of the Senate.
I will. Thank you, Senator. Would Miss Jane Barker and your guests please rise? What a great group you have, and thanks for making the trip down from Northern Virginia. And Jane, it's always great to see you. Thanks for coming to keep an eye on your husband. He's actually been very well behaved this session, so we appreciate that. But it's always good to see you, and thanks for all that you all do to advocate for your beliefs and interests, and we hope you have safe travels back home. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Miss Jane Barker, the wife of our Senator Barker, and her guests the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Stafford, Senator Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd ask that the Journal reflect that my seatmate, the senior senator from Virginia Beach, is away from the Capitol today on pressing personal business.
Thank you, Senator. The Journal will so reflect that the senior senator from Virginia Beach is away from the Capitol on pressing personal business. The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
First of all, I'm sorry that I'm a little tardy in hopping to my feet because omitted from the introduction by the senator from Henrico was the fact that leading the group was her husband, Lloyd, who has escaped from the gallery just in the nick of time. But since he's gone, Mr. President, I would draw your attention to a group from Rockingham County Public Schools. Their AP College Board program is represented here by a number of folks led by retiring Superintendent of Schools, Carol Finn. Dr. Finn has done a great job leading the public schools in Rockingham County. She has been a longtime educator in Shenandoah County before Rockingham County. We're awfully grateful for her service to the children and families of the Shenandoah Valley, and in addition to welcoming the AP board from Rockingham County, I would ask that you extend a special thanks and greeting to Dr. Finn.
I will. Thank you, Senator. Would Dr. Carol Finn and any other members from the AP College Board program please rise? Thank you all so much for visiting this afternoon and making your way from the Shenandoah Valley. And thanks for all your work in the AP course and just helping make sure that our children have the best education that we can offer them in Virginia. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Dr. Carol Finn and members from the AP College Board program the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for purposes of an introduction,
The
sir.
senator has the floor.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I am confident that all of you have been visited by members of your local board of realtors as it is their day at the Capitol. Mr. President, I would appreciate it if they are in the gallery that you would extend a very warm welcome to the Chesapeake Bay and Rivers Area Board of Realtors and perhaps the Williamsburg Board of Realtors if they happen to be in there as well. And Senator Mason joins me in that.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the Chesapeake Bay and Rivers Area and Williamsburg Board of Realtors, if you're in the gallery, if you would please rise. Senator, they may be watching from another viewing area of the Capitol, but certainly if you are watching, we appreciate all that you do for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we hope you have a great visit today in our Capitol. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Chesapeake Bay and Rivers area as well as Williamsburg Board of Realtors the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. An introduction, please.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. The senator from Rockingham just recognized some of the folks from the advanced placement from Rockingham County, but I'd like to expand on that a little bit. We also have some parents, teachers, students from other areas around the states, along with this group from Rockingham County today. There are 5 Virginia school divisions that were selected as advanced placement honor roll districts this year, Mr. President. The College Board, the National College Board, hosts this national competition, and there are a number of school districts across the United States and Canada that receive this significant award for increasing access to advanced placement coursework while maintaining or increasing the percentage of students earning scores of 3 or higher on AP exams. And on the winning Virginia school divisions are as follows, and on behalf of the senators that represent these particular districts, along with Rockingham County Public Schools, Loudoun County Public Schools, Middlesex County School District, Rockbridge County School District, and Southampton School District. So, Mr. President, I would ask on behalf of the Senate that you welcome all of these schools and congratulate them on this honor.
I will. Thank you, Senator. Would members from the Advanced Placement Program throughout Virginia, if you're with us in the gallery, if you would please rise. Wow, what a great group you have with us here today, and we thank you for being here, and congratulations on all your academic endeavors, and we certainly wish you the best. We have great colleges and universities in the Commonwealth, so we hope that you will pick one of those and continue your education right here in the best state, in the best country in this world. So I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Advanced Placement Program throughout the Commonwealth the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Roanoke County, Senator Suderline.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
The senator from Bedford County and probably the senator from Chesterfield as well. Join me in welcoming Dan Webb and Jordan Labiosa here today. Both of them are very engaged in the civic life of the western part of the Commonwealth, and as Senator Chase knows, also sometimes in Chesterfield. Jordan Labiosa is a member of Town Council in Newcastle and also chairman of the Republican Party in Craig. Dan Webb soon has a few weeks left in his term as chairman of the Young Republicans of Virginia, of the statewide organization there. Has also held several positions of leadership in our local Republican Party in Roanoke County, where I used to be chair. As I look around here, I know they were most recently involved in Senator Peake's election. I know they also knocked a lot of doors in Pulaski County in 2014 for Senator Chafin. And Jordan was also involved in Senator Chase's election. And I'm very grateful for all they did for my campaign as well. So I hope we'll give the warm welcome of the Senate to them both.
Thank you, Senator. Would Daniel and Jordan please rise? Welcome to the Senate gallery this afternoon. And thanks, one, for your public service. We appreciate that. And thanks for helping folks like me get elected. We couldn't do this without help from you all. So I'm speaking for all the elected officials. But I could use your help as well if you're interested. So anyway, so thanks for being here, and we hope you have a great visit this afternoon. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Daniel and Jordan the warm welcome of the Senate. Is there any other business for the morning hour? The senator from Spotsylvania, Senator Reeves.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise for a quick introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Mr. President, members of the body, I think some folks from one of my jurisdictions in Louisa County, a third grade class that is both talented and gifted, is visiting today to see what the Capitol is all about. So, Mr. President, if you could just give a friendly hello to my third graders from Louisa County, that would be great.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the third grade from Louisa County please rise? Wow, what a great group of young scholars we have, and I appreciate you all coming to visit us this afternoon, and I know that you all must be doing very well in school to be able to come here and take a field trip at the Capitol here in Richmond. So we hope you have a great visit and keep working hard in school, keep listening to your parents, and keep listening to your teachers, and all will be well for you. So thanks for being here. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the third grade class from Louisa County the warm welcome of the Senate. Is there any other business for the morning hour? Seeing none, the clerk will please call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Wednesday, February 8, 2017. Uncontested calendar. House bills on third reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd respectfully move that all of the House bills on the uncontested calendar on the third reading, which would include all House bills on pages 1 through 8, including House Bill 1404 through House Bill 2308, be placed on their final passage in the block after the adoption of any amendments. Any senator who desires to remove a House bill from the block, please do so after the clerk has read the number of that bill.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House bills on the uncontested calendar, third reading pages 1 through 8, House Bill 1404 through House Bill 2308, be placed upon their final passage in the block after the adoption of any amendments thereto, with the understanding that any senator desiring a bill removed from the block will do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The bills are before us in the block. The clerk will please report the number of the bills.
House Bill 1404, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with a substitute.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenchain.
Mr. President, I move that the committee substitute be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee substitute be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The substitute is agreed to.
House Bill 1479, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1492, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1493, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1515, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1516, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1545, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1560, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1608, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1617, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1618, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1630, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1641, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1646, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1647, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with amendment.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the committee amendment be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.
House Bill 1652, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1713, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with a substitute.
The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move the committee substitute be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee substitute be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The substitute is agreed to.
House Bill 1849, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 1874, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with amendment.
The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move the committee amendment be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendment is agreed to.
House Bill 1882, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 2050, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice. House Bill 2308, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with amendments.
The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move the committee amendments be agreed to.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the committee amendments be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendments are agreed to. The senator.
And there are two floor amendments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move that the floor amendments, move to waive the reading of the floor amendments.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the reading of the floor amendments be waived? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading of the floor amendments is waived. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move the floor amendments. And speaking to the motion, these floor amendments are amendments that were inadvertently left off of the bill when it was conformed to the Senate version of the same bill that passed this chamber. These are necessary to conform, which was the intention of the committee. So with that explanation, Mr. President, I would ask the amendments be agreed to.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the floor amendments be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The floor amendments are agreed to. The senator from Roanoke County.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to ask, before we consider them in a block for passage, that HB 1404 be removed.
Without objection, House Bill 1404 will come out of the block. Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the House bills pass in block? That is, all bills except for House Bill 1404. All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The bills in the block pass. Returning to page 1, House Bill 1404, the senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the bill pass. Mr. President, members of the Senate, House Bill 1404 is identical to Senate Bill 1054. The Senator Stewart carried. It removes the provisions that a building has to be for public use in order for someone to be prosecuted for Class 1 misdemeanor for willfully and maliciously activating a fire alarm, and it raises the sanction from, I think, $1,000 to $2,500 should somebody be convicted of that.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1404 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 38, noes 1.
Ayes 38, noes 1. The bill passes.
Regular calendar, House bills on third reading. House Bill 1454. A bill relating to James River designation as component of Virginia's scenic river system. Reported from the Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources with a substitute.
The senator from Stafford, Senator Stewart.
Mr. President, apparently they'd like that to go by for the day.
Thank you, Senator. Without objection, House Bill 1454 will go by for the day.
House Bill 1432, a bill relating to carrying a switchblade knife exception, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the bill pass. Speaking to the motion, this is a companion to Senate Bill 1347. Senator Reeves carried that. It is simply deals with authorizing a person to carry an automatic knife concealed when such knife is carried for the purpose of engaging in lawful profession or lawful recreational activity while in possession of it.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1432 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 22, noes 16.
Ayes 22, noes 16. The bill passes.
House Bill 1456, a bill relating to custody and visitation orders, parenting time, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the bill pass. And speaking to the bill, this is a provision dealing with family law cases. Not my area, but my understanding is that this gives judges the ability to use interchangeably the terms visitation or parenting time. So this momentous bill does just that.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1456 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 2.
Ayes 37, noes 2. The bill passes.
House Bill 1580, a bill relating to possession of child pornography by employees of the Department of Social Services, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice.
The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move that the bill pass. And speaking to the bill, Mr. President, in the course of social services, child protective services investigations from time to time, DSS, CPS workers come into the possession of child pornography that they wind up having to retain as an evidentiary matter during the course of criminal proceedings and prosecutions. And so for so long as they have it for that limited purpose, it is statutorily authorized. There are statutory authorizations for law enforcement and for others who may have a proper purpose for possessing it for that limited purpose. So it's my understanding that this has been an issue, or it is a concern of social service workers. In order to give them the comfort necessary to do that job, it is necessary.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1580 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 31, noes 8.
Ayes 31, noes 8. The bill passes.
House Bill 1582.
Mr. President.
The senator from Spotsylvania.
Having voted on the prevailing side in which we passed HB 1432, I ask that vote be reconsidered to allow all members the opportunity to vote.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the vote by which House Bill 1432 passed be reconsidered? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The motion is agreed to. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, having previously been explained, I would move that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1432 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 23, noes 16.
Ayes 23, noes 16. The bill passes.
House Bill 1582, a bill relating to concealed handgun permits, age requirement for persons on active military duty. Reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the bill pass. And speaking of the bill, under Virginia law right now, you have to be age 21 in order to be able to apply for and obtain a concealed carry permit. This simply provides that if you are an active duty member of the military or have received an honorable discharge and you're between the ages of 18 and 21, you are also eligible to receive or apply for a concealed weapons permit.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1582 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? If any senators desire to change their votes, the clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 23, noes 16.
Ayes 23, noes 16. The bill passes.
House Bill 1589, a bill relating to order of publication, use of electronic medium. Reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with amendment.
Senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, first I move that the committee amendment be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee amendment is agreed to. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, members of the Senate, I move the bill pass. This bill deals with the exciting area of orders of publication. In some instances, service of process is accomplished by publishing a pleading on the door of a courthouse or in another publication. This simply provides the discretion for good cause for a court to allow that order of publication to be published online.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise to speak against the bill.
The senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, we've heard many times about the death of print journalism, and I'm not going to go into that and write an obituary about it. But the bottom line is this bill, whether or not that's actually the case, is still a bad idea. The whole point behind an order of publication is to try and notify people that a judgment is going to be entered against somebody. Now, it may not be read by that person. It may be read by someone in their family or a friend or an acquaintance, but the whole point is that someone would notice that and attempt to contact that person so they can come back and defend their rights. When you allow a court to basically decide what is public notice by, quote, posting it on a website, how many people here go and regularly check the circuit court website? I see people on the internet all the time. Okay, Obenshain, put your hand down. I see people on the internet all the time around here. They're not checking the local circuit court website, okay? The bottom line is this is not designed to notify people. It's designed to save money. Okay, I get that. It's good to save money. But let's at least make an attempt to notify people that are going to be the subject of these court orders that will become final once this order of publication is admitted. So this isn't a terrible idea, but this is the wrong way to go about it. We need to find a way to notify people. This is certainly not it, and so I hope people vote against this bill. Thank you,
Senator. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, speaking to the motion, I just awakened from my slumber, and with all due respect, I'm going to ask that we pass this bill by for the day in order that it can be improved.
Thank you, Senator. Without objection, House Bill 1589 will go by for the day.
House Bill 1921, a bill relating to battery on a health care provider penalty, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice.
The senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, I move that the bill, I move passage of the bill. And speaking to this bill is identical to Senate Bill 973, which the senior senator from the city of Richmond carried, which passed this body by a fairly healthy margin, dealing with assault and battery on healthcare workers. As you may remember, in the past couple of years, we provided that assault and battery on an emergency room doctor or physician was going to be treated under this bill. This simply says anybody in a hospital setting is going to be treated the same way.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1921 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 27, noes 12.
Ayes 27, noes 12. The bill passes.
House Bill 1931, a bill relating to fair enforcement inspectors, reported from the Committee for Courts of Justice with amendment.
The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move the committee amendment be agreed to.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I move passage of the bill. This bill is now identical to a bill that was carried through this chamber. It simply allows for statewide application of our fair enforcement inspectors and gives localities across the state the ability to create that.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1931 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 33, noes 5.
Ayes 33, noes 5. The bill passes.
Uncontested calendar.
Mr. President.
From James City County.
Returning to page 10 of the calendar, having voted on the prevailing side by which House Bill 1582 was passed, I would ask we reconsider that vote, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the vote by which House Bill 1582 passed be reconsidered? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The motion is agreed to. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, having previously been explained, I would ask that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall House Bill 1582 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 24, noes 15.
Ayes 24, noes 15. The bill passes.
Uncontested calendar.
Mr.
House
President.
Bills.
Yes, the senior senator from Richmond City.
Having voted on the prevailing side by which we passed House Bill 1931, I move that that vote be reconsidered.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the vote by which House Bill 1931 passed be reconsidered? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? If any senators desire to change their votes, the clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The motion is agreed to. The senator from Rockingham.
Mr. President, I probably should have yielded the first time, given that I didn't support this through, but I suppose I ought to yield to the senior senator from, or the senator from Petersburg.
The senator from Petersburg, Senator Dance.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass.
The senator has the floor.
This, oh golly, wasn't prepared for the. Can this go by temporarily? Just a second.
Actually,
Mr. President,
we just need to take another vote. So I think the explanation has already been given.
Okay.
So the question is, shall House Bill 1931 pass? All in favor of the motion, record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 27, noes 12.
Ayes 27, noes 12. The bill passes.
Uncontested calendar. House Bills on second reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I respectfully move that all the House bills on the second reading on the uncontested and regular calendar, including all House bills on pages 11 through 20, including House Bill 1422 through House Bill 1927, that the rules of the Senate be suspended and the first constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the second reading of the titles of House bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 11 through 20, House Bill 1422 through House Bill 1927, be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, nor are the senators ready to vote. Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would now move that all the bills be passed by for the day, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the House bills on the uncontested and regular calendars now on third reading go by for the day? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills will go by for the day.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bill on second reading, Senate Bill 900.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tomorrow, the Senate will take up its budget, so I would respectfully move that pursuant to Senate Rule 23A, that Senate Bill 900 be made a special and continuing order at the completion of the Senate calendar on Thursday, February the 9th, 2017.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 900 be made a special and continuing order at the completion of the Senate calendar on Thursday, February 9th, 2017? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? If any senators desire to change their votes, the clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 0.
Ayes 39, noes 0. The special and continuing order is set for Senate Bill 900 at the completion of the Senate calendar on Thursday, February 9th, 2017. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, inquiring the clerk, does that complete the calendar?
Senator, if we could just ask that that go by for the day.
Oh, I apologize. Mr. President, I respectfully ask that Senate Bill 900 be passed by for the day.
Without objection, Senate Bill 900 will go by for the day. The senator from James City County.
Now, Mr. President, I would inquire of the clerk, does that complete today's calendar?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there any other business for the Senate? The senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a fun announcement to make, Mr. President. Mr. President, members of the Senate, one of the interesting responsibilities I have is co-chair of the Virginia Outdoor Recreation Caucus. And for those of you that aren't aware of our Recreation Caucus, I want to make you aware of that. We have a couple meetings, kind of informal meetings during session. But the real fun is to be had later in the year when we might go hiking, biking, canoeing, whatever. And if you have some ideas and would like to participate in some of our activities, we'd appreciate you inquiring and being involved. Specifically for today, Mr. President, this evening from 5 to 7 at 118 North 8th Street, which is beside the parking deck, I believe, we're sponsoring just a reception with some really good barbecue and brews, it said here, drinks of your choice. So I would invite all the members to come out to that event, which will be an indoor, not outdoor recreation, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Senator. The senator from Roanoke County, Senator Suderline.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a brief announcement.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Most of you all should have had an opportunity to meet with your local realtors associations and their members today, like Senator Norman mentioned earlier from his district, that were there. Tonight at the Jefferson from 6 to 8, they'll be hosting a widely attended reception that they have asked me to advertise, and this is a big step for me since I generally will not attend those, but as a member of the association, I will be there, and I hope many of you will also make an exception and be there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for purposes of announcement.
The senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned just a moment ago, tomorrow Senate Bill 900, or the budget bill, will be considered by the body. I would like to remind the Senate Republican Caucus to please convene in our normal meeting room at 11 a.m. for purposes of receiving a briefing on the budget from the Senate finance staff. I would further say to the body as a whole, if any individual senator has any questions regarding the budget, please do not hesitate to approach the Senate finance staff. They will be more than delighted to help you with any answers that you may be seeking.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Hanover, Senator McDougal.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise for purposes of announcement.
The senator has the floor.
Mr. President, this afternoon, somebody from our top-notch support team will be coming around your offices. We've been trying to work with the House of Delegates and the Senate staff to make sure that each member gets accurate notification of when their bill might be up in a House committee. The House has changed their procedure, and so in order to best accommodate that for the Senate members, our staff will be coming around and make sure that your email accounts are set up to appropriately receive those notifications and then get them to either yourself or somebody in your office. So if you can make sure your legislative assistants are looking for them so we can get that done. Now, Mr. President, I tell the body that the House is not going to have sign-up sheets this year. So if you don't deal with this notification process or sign up online, you will not be able to sign up in the committee. Their sign-ups are online, and then the notification comes through this email process that our staff has worked very diligently over the last couple days to try to put together.
Thank you, Senator. The clerk will please report any announcements on the desk.
Today, Wednesday, February 8th, the Committee for Courts of Justice will meet 15 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room B. The Committee on Transportation will meet 15 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room A. The Rural Caucus will meet at 5 p.m., 3rd floor East Conference Room. Tomorrow, Thursday, February 9th, the Hampton Roads Caucus will meet at 8 a.m., 6th floor Speaker's Conference Room. The Committee on Education and Health will meet at 8:30 a.m., Senate Room B. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11 a.m., Senate Room 2. The Democratic Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m., Senate Room 1.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senator from Bedford, Senator Newman.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate stand adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate stands adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow.